Welcome to Crypto Bytes, the podcast where we find today's news and information in the crypto space and break it down into bite-sized chunks. I'm your host, Rick.
And this is Rob. Guys and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in once again to the podcast. Hit the like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We go live every Monday with an additional show.
And sometimes Thursday.
Right, yeah. Also, you can follow me at Arthur's Crypto. That is the Twitter handle here. And our producer, who is under the weather, you can follow him with things related to NFTs at NFTs with Keys.
Also, send all well wishes over to the producer. We got to apologize up front if the show's a little lackluster today. It's because we're producerless, so miss you, Keys.
And if you want an early Black Friday discount on Bitcoin, you can go to the link below, swanbitcoin.com/AGC. All you have to do is sign up. $10 of free Bitcoin. So that's how many Satoshis right now? It's at a steep discount. Also, it's the best platform to cost averaging to Bitcoin. You can buy every week, every month, smash buy whenever you want, and just pay a low fee for that.
And it costs you nothing to withdraw.
So you might be wondering, what are we wearing today?
Ooh, you mean the drip? You talking about all this drip, right? All of this drip right here. We just came back from the Cardano Summit 2022 from our closest chapter near us. Obviously, we went to the one in Tokyo. Let's be real. You can see it in Japanese right there.
Oh yeah, I mean that's where Cardano was first sold. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing to say that. But it was an interesting event. So the Cardano Summit happened this past weekend. 50 locations all around the world. The main event was in Switzerland with one virtual summit that people can go explore, check out the different displays, do a rope bridge, Easter egg hunt thing for coins to mint an NFT. And if you're interested in one of these free mint NFTs, stick around because we have a code to show one of the lucky viewer. So all you need is a Cardano wallet, 2 ADA, and put in the code to the website, and you get a free NFT from the Summit.
One of our lucky live viewers could be the proud owner of a Cardano Summit NFT, or one of you after live viewers. The first one also. We will have a giveaway here for some of your own swag, your own Cardano Summit swag shirt. So stick around, comment, like below. We will pick a random commenter. We'll get the free shirt. Stay tuned.
So, like we said, there's one main event was in Switzerland, 50 satellite events, community led. We went to ours, and the people we met were pretty interesting folks there. A lot of people building on Cardano, a lot of projects. That was the main theme of this year, hashtag building on Cardano. There's a lot in the pipeline. We got some announcements of big projects that are going to be launching pretty soon. Some updates on what's coming out with Voltaire, with privacy, a whole bunch of stuff. So let's start with our. I would say let's start with our event that we went to. It was a pretty small event. But it was packed
nice
full
area,
of information. Wonderful people there. Let's start out here. So we actually met the CEO of Snap
First
Gorilla.
person we met too.
Yeah. He picked us out. He's like, "Are you here for this event?" It's just upstairs.
What gave it away?
We look like a bunch of crypto folks, I guess. We were there a little bit early to scope out the place. Walk around
a little bit earlier. I want you all to know our Heroes Crypto was there in full support first.
One of the first few people. But yeah, so Snapbrilla is a gig marketplace. If you are building on Cardano, if you have a project and you need coders, Snapbrilla is probably the place for you to find these qualified coders, and you're not paying an arm and a leg for them. You're paying them reasonable prices. And also, I mean, if it's not Cardano related, they can still help you find people to work for you on your project. Yeah. So
not only just that, it goes even deeper beyond even those gig areas. If you're someone that's trying to learn, they're also trying to pioneer the avenue for you being teamed up with one of these people working on this, so that you can build your skill set, so that you can break into blockchain technology. There's some success stories here already of people breaking into tech, not necessarily into blockchain, not the blockchain just yet, but definitely into tech, and that's all thanks to Snapbrilla.
Another interesting presentation we had was 2B3D. It's a project that's helping people with PTSD, a lot of veterans. You know, the every 22 minutes or 22 days, people take their lives. This project is aiming at people.
Wasn't it like six lives every 22?
It is too high. Whatever it is way too high. So it involves PTSD, virtual. So if you're having a situation, you just put on these goggles and you can take yourself out of that current environment you're in and talk to some people that could possibly help you if you're in a situation.
And so if we understand Rob correctly too, it even ventures off a bit bigger than just helping these veterans deal with PTSD and trying to steer them clear of the suicide route. Also looking into medical services that can be done this way as well, telemedicine, and potentially at some point actually getting pills delivered and the medications that these veterans actually need to function. So looking forward to that in this project on Cardano.
And that was just two of the presentations at our location. Some pretty big projects that are currently building on Cardano, and I'm sure
we're not going to talk about that epic third one.
Yeah, chaos, cascading chaos. It's a pretty
Is that what that was? There was a name.
It
got real weird for me. And great speech, by the way. But when you started veering off into World War III, and I had to leave. It got weird.
I'm sure the other satellite events also had some amazing presentations as well.
Yes.
But we could get into kind of what was discussed at the main event in Switzerland. So some big announcements even before. Charles Hoskinson was at an event called Scottfest. He is pioneering an institute at the university for people to build on Cardano. The big theme over there was the age of Voltaire. Voltaire is the next phase of Cardano. It involves governance, how people will conduct themselves online. It involves a constitution of sorts, members-based organization, basically rules-based constitution. You can't really mess it up if it's on chain and and you can validate it, especially with Cardano with Haskell. It's functional programming. So that was the big theme over there. Project Midnight. Was
Operation Midnight.
I think with the big announcement, it's a side chain on Cardano. It's privacy focused. It's not a privacy coin, though there is a token associated to it. It is a side chain, right? This is about this is part of scalability right now with Cardano in this current phase we're in. So potentially SPOs that aren't minting blocks on the main chain, they might have an opportunity to mint on one of these various side chains. Midnight being one of them. So this allows enterprise level companies to have basically secure their data on chain. And I think they dropped it would be HIPAA compliant.
Well, yeah, well, it makes sense to me. Like if I'm just gonna look into my crystal ball here, and ladies and gentlemen, I think we all know how accurate this crystal ball has been. Refer back to the previous episodes if you think I'm lying here, but my understanding of this is it's supposed to be a way of doing kind of like an encryption of the information you're putting onto the blockchain. Encryption, I mean, everything is stored on the blockchain, right? So I can go and I can check and balance literally anything that I want. But what's stopping me from why would a business want to do business on the blockchain if I can see everything they're doing? Well, you have something like Midnight where now, all your information is still being hit on the main chain, but to the layman, you're not going to understand what any of that is. You could have all that information you want, and it's just going to be gobbledygook to you. And then you'll have a token, which will probably act as like a public-private key type thing, and that's what's going to get you into the sidechain, which will then translate all of this into the workable, usable information. All work will be done on that sidechain there. So because it's all processing heavy intense, because you're having to go through all of these reference checks, that's essentially is how it's going to work. crystal ball here, but that makes total sense. I mean, that then opens up blockchain technologies and usability to things like, I'm not going to say government because I'm hoping that they would require a higher level of compliance for this, but more sensitive areas. So now you can probably start really realistically looking at contracts on a blockchain. You can look at like receipts on a blockchain, tickets on a blockchain, and do it with ways of functioning like a corporation, like a business, with some anonymity in the data in a public realm.
Right. Monero kind of got upset when Charles was talking about Midnight. They're talking about, oh, this isn't secure, there's backdoors in it. Look, it's compliant to what government might want to see. You're not obfuscating your transaction. It's all on chain. If there's a subpoena that comes, from the feds or from whatever government might be in your jurisdiction, you can be compliant with them and show them the data. But it's all secure on the user level.
But we don't fully know yet. More to come.
Right. So that was ScottFest, which was the day before the summit. At the summit, some big announcements. Cody, the people that are creating the Jed Stablecoin, Arithmetic Stablecoin, they finally launched a start date for when Jed will go live. If we go over here, and there it is. Okay, so we kind of got a date for when Jed will go live. They're saying it's going to go live in January of 2023. Jed is an algorithmic backed stablecoin. Right? We got several stablecoins in the pipeline for Cardano. This is probably one of the biggest ones.
My favorite.
And we'll tell you why. Okay, yes, it's a stablecoin on Cardano. It's algorithmically backed, right? So you put ADA as a collateral. You mint the Shen token. Shen token is a volatility token. If you stake that, you can mint Jed, and Jed is pegged to $1 and is collateralized 400 to 800%. Right? That's the quick rundown for Jed. But here is something that makes it usable. They actually have an app. They have a mobile app that anyone can send and receive Jed as payment. Now, this is a game changer. If you don't want to take ADA as payment, you want to go into something that's linked or pegged to the dollar. Well, here's a solution for it. I think it's pretty big. We've been talking about stable coins, the possibility of stable coins of Cardano. Now we're almost there. We just got to.
Could you imagine? Like, I feel it's gonna feel real bad for our viewers not getting in on this floor of 30 cents here when the stable coin breaks.
Charles Hoskinson, he doesn't talk about price. He talks about what's building on Cardano.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah.
If folks listening to us, if they can't see the value, we're trying to tell them what's on the chain. I don't know if a number currently will help them out. This is basically the Amazon of the 2000s, right? Jeff Bezos. It's a famous case study. They teach it in business schools. Amazon, they had a lot of things building, but the price of their stock just wasn't where people wanted it to be. And look where it's at now. Look how big it's grown. That's the possibility of Cardano, because it's meant to scale. It's meant to be
when
built.
You say it like that, your boy over here gotta go back the dump truck up real quick. You make it sound real good. Rob.
Okay, so Jed's coming out in 2023, but there is a stablecoin out today, and that is Indigo. So Indigo is a synthetic asset stablecoin. They have two coins on their platform, an IUSD that's pegged to the dollar, and iBitcoin, IBTC is coming out I think at a later day. If not, it's already out right now. So how this works is that you would deposit ADA as a collateral on their platform, and depending on how much collateral you have, you can mint the token that is backed by the ADA, and you can have a ratio of 133 to as high as you want it. But as long as it's 135 collateral based percent, you can mint that asset. If it falls below a certain threshold, though, you are at risk to get liquidated. So they do have stability pools that you can stake your tokens in and get a share of those liquidity events. That's a little
too volatile for my taste, buddy. A little too volatile for my taste.
You got to know what you're doing with some of these protocols. But the IUSD, I think right now it's just slightly over $1. It did launch today. Okay, so there might be some congestion on the chain,
Mm-hmm.
but we do have a synthetically backed stablecoin right now on Cardano. Okay, it's not the
Yeah.
algorithmically backed. There's also another one that is USD backed called Mihen. That's in the pipeline as well. They're working with a bank out of New York City. So 3 different flavors of stablecoin. You can pick one or use all 3. Just know what you're getting into before you get into it, right? Do your own research.
Yep.
All right. So more stuff that happened around the Cardano Summit. So we're getting a few new dexes out. AintSwap is a dex that you're able to trade NFTs and native assets at the same time. So right now it's either you use one platform for your coins and another platform for your NFTs. This combines both of them in one platform. So the possibilities is pretty crazy. People have already been talking about using NFTs as collateral for DeFi, and this opens up the avenue.
I caution. Yeah, I feel that. It's a matter of time, and it's inevitable. I caution against it.
Yes. Again, so they're going live on the 28th. So next week, they're just wrapping up their test net. So I think it's pretty big, right? We got a lot of things coming out here at the end of the year. I mean, we're just speeding up. So pretty interesting decks. Do check them out. But the one that I'm excited for, so Genius X, they just announced, I think it was today, that they finished up their audit. They had 2 organizations taking a look at them. They passed. Now there is somewhat of a date of when their token launch will go live, and that's they say here it's about 2 weeks. They've been saying Q4 of this year. Well, Q4 is quickly coming upon us, so 2 more weeks. There's the meme. 2 more weeks and we get Jed token.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the meme, man. 2 more weeks. That's all Cardano.
So Jed's token is the token for the Genius Yield platform. They will have smart liquidity pools. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can maybe read up on their smart liquidity pools and have someone trade for you. Or eventually they're gonna have AI doing all this work. But the cool thing about this is that it is decentralized. The people that will fulfill the orders, there's an API, the smart contract is very accessible. Anyone can become a market maker, and they'll arbitrage the transactions, and that's how they'll be rewarded. There's no platform fees on Genius X. I think it's just network fees. So most platforms on Cardano, you pay 2 or 2.5 ADA for the scoopers or the laminar flow people that pick up your order, batches them, and spits out the transaction. This is all user generated, and I'm pretty sure people are going to make bots, and those bots could probably be profitable. So very excited for the Gens token. Genius X is the KYC accelerator program. There's a few accelerators out there, but Genius X is one of them. So if you KYC, you stake your Genius X tokens. Out of all the projects that they're helping out, you get some of their tokens. So this kind of solves what they say the ISPO problem, where you got to go from one pool to one pool to one pool. Well, this you can stake to. Well, they have 4 pools out there, but you can stake to one of their 4 pools, and then you can get up to, I think, 2 or 3 token allocations depending on how much gens you have. There are different thresholds, and they do have an NFT that do boost your rewards. So very excited for this. Lars, he's the guy that wrote the smart contract for Genius Yield and I believe Genius X. He was at the summit along with a bunch of people from the Cardano DeFi Alliance. That group is going to be very influential in how we scale Cardano, because DeFi is a big part of, I would say, most of any blockchain. And oh wow, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we couldn't cover everything. Husky,
yeah, there's a lot.
Husky, I see. I can't tell what the big announcement was because they're all huge. They're all huge. But amongst one of them was Husky token. They're coming out with the rug pull 2.0. So what you can do is you can stake to one of these 18 stake pools, and you pull Husky. Husky is worthless, but you're helping decentralize the network, and as a reward, you get worthless tokens. But people see some value in it. But they're kind of worthless. But here's where 2.0 kicks in. So 2.0 is not only will you be pulling Husky, but you'll be pulling tokens from promising projects as well. So they're kind of acting like a distributor for some of these projects, namely Wolves of Rome and Cardano Warriors. So check out Wolves of Rome. It is a turn-based card game similar to Hearthstone. And Cardano Warriors, not too familiar with them. More familiar with Wolves of Rome. I'm in their Discord, participated in their alpha. Pretty interesting game. I think it's the first blockchain card game on Cardano. So if you're familiar with Hearthstone, you don't own those cards, right? You can spend money and dust to build those cards, and you can't do anything with them. Well, Wolves of Rome, you have ownership over it. You can mint those cards. You can sell them on the secondary. So pretty big in the card game industry. How much are those Black Lotuses going for these days? Quite a bit, right? So Wolves of Rome, get in on that first drop, and 5 to 10 years from now, maybe there's a Black Lotus style card in that game. So yeah, I mean that's basically it for the show, man. A lot of information this week, a lot to look forward to.
So it's time for our viewers, the ones that stuck around to the end for that free NFT.
Right. So what Rick's going to do, he's going to flash a code in the link. So what you want to do is, if you have a Cardano wallet, we prefer Eternal. You can use Nami as well. If you have at least 2 ADA, you go to the link, you type in the code, and it'll give you an ADA address to send 2 ADA to. After you send 2 ADA, you'll get the 2 ADA back minus transaction fees, along with the NFT from our event that we went to. So that's how you do it. All right. Are you ready? We teased it enough.
Once it's claimed, it's claimed.
There it is. So all I have to do is go to summit.turfinity.com, type in that code. It'll spit out a link. Sorry, it'll spit out a Cardano address for you to send to ADA. And then you'll get the NFT with the remainder of your ADA. And if it's a gold NFT, retweet at Our Heroes Crypto and show us that you got a green NFT.
Just like that, NFTs are out.
All right, folks, thank you for tuning into today's show. Cardano Summit, I mean, I'm still thinking about it. There's a lot in the pipeline, like we discussed. There's a lot of people building on Cardano. We got stablecoins. We got more DEXs. We got more sophisticated DeFi platforms coming out. So the future's looking very bright on Cardano. Bear market? What bear market? Right? We're still building. Like I've been saying on Twitter, Cardano is for builders. So if you have...
remember...
Oh yeah, we got the shirt. So
comment. We will randomly pick a commenter on the video, send them a shirt.
Subscribe to the show. Subscribe to the channel. Comment below, and we might get in contact with you on how to pick up the shirt, or we'll send it over to you. All right, and once again, you can follow me at RGRose Crypto, and to our producer who is feeling under the weather, you can follow him at NFTs with Keys. He goes over things related to NFTs. Anything you want to add, Rick?
And if you need help with your stake pool, you need help with smart contracts, you want to talk Haskell or Plutus, or you want to just come on by and see some of these sweet nudes, that's onlyfans.com/Rick Rickelson. That's onlyfans.com/Rick Rickelson. Come for the nudes, you stay for the stake pool.
If you have a really urgent issue, you can tip him $1 or $2 and get your requests to the top of the list.
That's right.
Right. And with that, that's your Crypto Bite.